Hello Year 3 and welcome to your next English lesson. Today we're going to talk about antonyms, which will be a new word for most people, and I'll go over it in a second. First of all, I have a different challenge on the board for you. I've written 3 words onto the board and I would like you to try to put those words into sentences. The words are lazy, fast and silent. And see if you can have some extra description in your sentences, or maybe write a sentence with a joining word in, a word like and, but, so, or because, as that is something we have discussed recently. But can you put each of these words into a sentence? And I'll add a sentence to the board as well. So pause the video and see if you can put each of these words into a sentence. Well done, Year 3. I have just written, the lazy dog sat next to the warm fire. So I've used the word lazy, but I've also added in some extra description as well. Today we're going to talk about antonyms. Now, antonyms are words that mean the opposite. I have written a few words on the board. I would like you to match up these antonyms, match up the words that mean the opposite of each other. So the opposite of hot would be cold, and those words are antonyms. There are examples on the board here. I'd like you to see if you can pause the video and try and match these words up. I'll just read all the words to you to start with. Low, deep, rough, bottom, gentle, top, shallow, loose, high, tight. Can you match up those words, the words that mean opposites? They have opposite meanings. Have a go and I'll add the answers to the board. Pause the video and see if you can match up these words, the words that mean opposites. Very well done, Year 3, if you got any of these answers. High and low are opposites. Deep and shallow, the water was deep, the water was shallow. Gentle and rough, top and bottom, loose and tight. Very well done if you matched up those words. Below, I have 3 sentences, and I would like you to try and write those sentences, but change the word I've underlined to mean the opposite. So now that the sentence will have the opposite meaning. The sentences at the minute say, the machine was fixed, the road was flat, I like reading. And the word that I've underlined is the word that you need to change. Have a go, see if you can rewrite those sentences so that they mean the opposite, so they have the opposite meaning by just changing that word for the antonym, the word that means the opposite. And I'll add those answers to the board. So pause the video and see if you can rewrite those sentences. Well done, Year 3. I have just changed those words. The machine was fixed. Now the sentence will say the machine was broken. I've just changed that word to have the opposite meaning. The road was flat. The road was bumpy. And this last one was quite tricky. I like reading. I've changed it to I dislike reading. Very well done if you got this final word. That was a tricky one. Today's sheet has quite a lot of activities on. I'll just run through them. At the top, there are lots and lots of words, and you have to match the words up that have the opposite meaning. I would colour code it. So, for example, if you highlighted the word sad in a colour, you could highlight the word happy in the same colour because they are opposites. So try to match them up. In the second task, task 2, there are 4 sentences and you have to add in the missing words so that the sentences mean the opposite. The example on here says, a hare runs fast, but a tortoise is slow. So the words that you would have added in were fast and slow. You just have to add in 1 word to each sentence. Well, 2 words to each sentence that have opposite meanings. Task 3 is very similar to what we did on the board, where you just have to change 1 word in each sentence so that the sentence means the opposite, just like we did on the board. Task 4 is to write words that don't have opposites, and task 5, right at the bottom, is to write as many other words with opposites as you can. So quite a lot to do today. You haven't got to complete all of that. I just like to make sure we've got more than enough work to keep everybody busy. See if you can do task 1 and 2 at the top, and then just see how you get on as you move through. I will be on Google Meet. As I've said each lesson, people are using Google Meet really, really well. asking lots of sensible questions, completing work as a group, and sharing ideas. So please keep coming on to Google Meet and sending me in that to work when you have completed it. When it comes to writing out sentences, maybe use a double page so you can write the sentences on the page next to it. It's really important to present your work as neatly as possible, because it does make a big difference. Thank you, Year 3. Well done.